Day. Big Ten Media Days happen. Tony Petitti
He caught the bug, folks.
Tony Petitti addressed the SEC. He addressed the nation as well, and everybody's thoughts on his plans for college football. He thinks he has the fix. Matt Rule spoke today. We heard from Nebraska's football players. Not only that, we're talking to football players right here in the state of Nebraska as well. We're going to catch up with Paul Lamanji, the head football coach at Omaha Westside softball team, and their head coach Mike Leapley will be in studio at 6:30 as well. The Westside football team at 7 o'clock. We got a lot to get to tonight. I'm pretty amped about this one.
Dude, big day. This is
what we've been waiting for.
Is this the unofficial start of football season?
Oh, no. This is the official start
I think
of
it's
football
unofficial.
season, in my opinion.
There's no games to play yet.
If Outposts are writing articles to get you ready for the day, it's the start of football season.
I say
agree to disagree.
9 more days. I'll give you 9 more days.
Is that the Hall of Fame game?
That is the Hall of Fame game. That is my official start of football season.
You know what? And I'll hear that too, because that will get us through the Power 4 media days as well. So, all right, Dan, I'll hear that. Well, let us know what you think. In the night shift, punch in on YouTube. Let us know what you think, and if you want to talk about anything we're talking about tonight. We have a debut tonight. It is the debut of Taste Test Tuesday.
Yeah.
Thanks to Woodfire Bistro over off 78th and Pacific. Timber. What did I say?
You just said Woodfire.
Timber Woodfire Bistro over off 78th and Pacific. Have you ever taken a bite of something and just started cussing? That's what John Schreiner and I did with Timber's Pizza tonight. We have
Timber pie. Oh my goodness.
We have a bone to pick with Brody Heidemann, by the way, who works at Timber, who also works here and has never given us the insight on how good this pizza is. Folks, if you're anywhere near 78th and Pacific, hey, if you're not, just go over there. This pizza's worth the drive. Check it out. But you can also eat there for free tonight. All you got to do is follow us on our socials, repost our post on Facebook, or retweet our GIF on Twitter. And we'll let you into a drawing to win a $25 gift card to Timber as well. A lot of you probably listening for the West Side stuff tonight. West Side right across the street from Timber. Stop over there, grab dinner, and it could be on us tonight.
Going to Timber, too, just for the smell right as you walk in the door with their open wood fire ovens and stuff that they have. It smells delectable in there the minute you step inside.
Dan meant go into Timber also. There's not a second Timber, just in case that confused anybody. He said go into Timber too. There's only one Timber.
Go into Timber as well, just for the smells. I'll work on my proper English tonight.
Speaking of proper,
put on my bow tie.
Tony Petitti opened up Big Ten Media Days proper as well. And my first immediate reaction when he started speaking was, he's not as good at this as Greg Sankey is.
He hasn't been on the job as long as Greg Sankey.
Fair enough, but this felt as rehearsed as it possibly could. I'm going to give it probably the over-under at 12.5. How many times Tony Petitti probably rehearsed this into his mirror. But he got to the point and clearly didn't remember what to say after he got there and stumbled a little bit through his words, and it was a little rough out of the blocks. Now, with that being said, I thought he addressed the media, and once he got asked the questions, I thought he handled that very well, outside of maybe Stuart Mandel, but we'll get to that in a minute.
I think Tony Petitti is a really good businessman, and I think he's a really good manager, and I think he's going to be good for the league.
Matt Rule agrees with you, by the way.
He's just not as polished at the podium yet, which gives you fair or unfair, it gives you the impression that he doesn't know what he's doing sometimes. That he's not ready. He's not prepared. And we judge public speakers based on their smoothness and their vocabulary and their ability to transition from topic to topic. And we do that just subconsciously almost. We're not conscious that we're even making that judgment. But I think there can be someone who's really good at their job who's not necessarily good at speaking. You can't be good at this job and not be good at speaking. I mean,
fair. Yeah, you can do it. You just can't be good at it.
Yeah. But I think he's a good commissioner. I think everything else about him is good. He just doesn't have quite the polish and that, I don't know. It's that charisma at the podium,
which I think is maybe good for the Big Ten. It's not the look at us conference. It's not the SEC. When the Big Ten wins a conference championship game, you don't have people in the stands chanting Big Ten, Big Ten, like you do when the SEC wins a national title. You don't.
No. So you don't have that, but did you not get the sense that Tony Petitti today, when he was giving that press conference, was kind of whipping it out, throwing it on the table and saying, we 100%. Are the Big Ten.
Yeah, and John, you're famously a hater for this, but he addressed the partnership with Venmo and PayPal right out of the gate, right?
Don't like it.
And I think this is incredibly smart. It's a way to you're pay like what are we talking about every single night on this radio station?
Money.
How they're paying players. Why not partner with somebody that you could use to pay said players? I think this is genius. And he mentioned that PayPal and Venmo is going to be bringing us a Big Ten rivalry series, and I paused and my heart sank for a minute because I thought we were going to get like Venmo and PayPal represents Ohio State versus Michigan this week, or presented by PayPal and Venmo, the 5 bits of wooden chair trophy, or whatever. And I was like, oh, don't do this. And then he started talking about it. It was like, oh, it's a television series. Thank God.
The Ohio State Venmo Buckeyes versus the Michigan PayPal Wolverines.
But yeah, Dan, to your point, I mean, he started pounding his chest early. He talked about the Big Ten winning 13 national championships and all the runner-ups they were able to hold on to as well. The Big Ten played 8 out of 11 of the college football playoff games. They had all four of the most viewed college football games of the season. They also had 7 of the top 10 and 12 of the top 20. CBS, NBC, and Fox all at least had one Big Ten game that did over 9 million views. 21 games did 5 million, and 40 games did 3 million. So if you want to know why TV networks are shilling out this cash to these conferences, they're delivering the goods year in and year out.
And the goods are eyeballs. And the Big Ten, like we know that the SEC has extremely passionate fan bases. We know that. I think for my money, the bigger fan bases, the more people, like maybe they're not as rabid as SEC fans, but I think you get more fans out of the Big Ten.
Do you listen? Maybe this is the extreme, but I think Paul Feinbaum rubs a lot of people the wrong way.
Yeah.
But I don't think Paul Feinbaum is the outlier in the SEC. Is there any bit of it that could be a little bit refreshing that the SEC, we're not the SEC and we're different and it does feel different around here than down there where it's always pressure,
Sure.
it's always the talk of, you know what I mean? Like we just don't have that level of passion that's at 1,000 all the time. It's a steady 100, but it's just not always on around here. And you do get the offseason. There is a little bit of a lull. We don't have people poisoning trees and giving death threats and things like that.
But you just think about it. Like the entire state of Ohio plus a whole bunch of other people outside that state are Ohio State fans.
Yeah.
Right? The entire state of Michigan, save one tiny slice, are Michigan fans. Right? The entire state of Pennsylvania
slice money be generous.
Are Penn State fans. Like you have 3 major population centers. Like as far as states go, these are 3 of the most populous states in the country, and they have one team that everyone cheers for. Like Alabama's cut down the middle.
Yep.
Right.
Florida, you Nebraska into that equation too.
Sure. Florida is cut up into pieces.
Yeah.
It's just, I think you have more fans of Big Ten schools,
and that's showing in the TV ratings. And Tony Petitti did a very good job of reading the room before he even walked into it. And before he started his closing arguments, he said, I know you're going to ask me these questions about the college football playoff, and I'm just going to address them now. And he made sure to jump on that. And he said he wanted to talk about the process. And the member conferences came to a deal with ESPN and the revenue sharing process, help the conferences and Notre Dame. They discussed the future, but on a specific format. They did not reach an agreement on that. But it was decided that the Big Ten and the SEC would control the changes. That was signed by all parties. So for everybody that's sitting here going, well, why are the Big Ten and the SEC running this whole thing? Because everybody else told them to.
Yeah.
And it was agreed upon when we got to this. And I thought that was really interesting. And he said, with respect to the format, the Big Ten has been consistent in a playoff system that allocates for spots with conference standings and play-in games being a factor. That's the first time I remember anybody referring to this situation as a play-in game. We talked about it where we saw number 6. That's what they want to work with here, where you might have the top 4 teams, but in championship weekend, I don't hate this.
My guess is it's 1 and 2. The 2 representatives in the Big Ten title game are guaranteed, and then 3, 4, 5, 6 play for the other 2 spots.
Yeah, 6 plays 3 and 4 plays 5.
Yeah.
Which listen, I've been against this up until this point. I don't hate that. I think that's really intriguing, but and we're going to get to it in a minute. Tony Petitti talked about it. I really wonder, what do we talk about all the time with the Big Ten? It's Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, and Oregon. How do those 4 schools feel about that? Because if it's up to them, listen, obviously Indiana had something to say about it a year ago, and you're going to have those outliers, but those 4 teams have been really at the top of the totem pole. I'd love to hear Ryan Day's thoughts on this.
Yeah, because if you finish third, you're not guaranteed a spot. And in most years, I think the third place Big Ten team is probably in.
And where did Ohio State finish last year?
Yeah.
4th. So it's really interesting to see how that's all going to come about. But he said they want to be better about connecting the regular season and the postseason. And
yeah, I was confused by what do you mean by connection?
Like, I think they want there to be parameters. You have to achieve X, Y, and Z, and we got to pay attention to the regular season. It's just like the NFC West race. Like you know exactly what you have to do to be in the dance at the end of it. And I think he's right. Like, when we're getting down the stretch, a lot of fan bases check out to some degree because they have no shot at the Big Ten championship and maybe a shot at the playoff. But you're not really paying attention to that till late in the season. You know where the Big Ten standings are the whole year round. And we talked about tiebreakers and things like that. That almost takes this out of the equation as well.
Well,
because you don't need a tiebreaker, really, unless we're talking about 6th place.
Yeah, you're still going to need to determine an order somehow. And you got to determine who are the automatic 2, right? Who gets into the Big Ten title game and they're automatically in. You have to break a tie somewhere in there probably. Who are, if 3, 4, and 5 all have the same conference record, what order is that?
And I don't see any way around this other than going to divisions. You did a case study on strength of schedule that we're going to get to tomorrow night. I pushed it to tomorrow because I have a fix for all of this as well. I have a fix for the 3 crossover games that we talked a couple of weeks ago, and I have a fix for the entire Big Ten schedule. We'll get to that tomorrow night. We're going to take a quick break here. We're going to get to Westside softball team on the other side of the break and talk to their head coach, Mike Leapley, on the other side of the break with his players. Then we're going to get back to what Tony Petitti finished saying. Also, Matt Rule spoke today. Said that Penn State deserved the 94 national championship. Kind of. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more on the other side of the break. If you missed this segment, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com, where you can actually check it out today. It was brought to you by Allo Fiber. I've been rocking with Allo for over a year now, and I will never switch my internet service again. But you're benefiting right now from a deal that Allo has going on. You can stack, switch, and save. How do you do that? You combine your Allo Fiber internet with DirecTV and Allo's new mobile service. So you're going to get internet, TV, and cell phone service all at a low, low price all the way up until Labor Day. You can switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack tonight. We're going to talk Westside softball on the other side of the break. 1620 The Zone.
Hey, everybody, it's John here for Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. We've been telling you about all the great golf gear that Jerry Ryan has in stock right in that great store. 78th and Dodge. You can go in, you can touch, you can feel, you can try on, you can experience for yourself before you ever have to purchase. And you don't get that when you go online and you look at things and you're like, yeah, I can see it and it looks nice, but how does it feel? What is it going to feel like when I put it on? You don't have to worry about that because you walk in and the great crew is going to take care of you. They're going to show you to the rack and say, hey, here's our Peter Millar gear. Be like Dan Campanen from the After Hours Lounge and find yourself in some Peter Millar gear today. You're going to love it when you get out on the course. It's going to wick the sweat away. It's going to be nice and stretchy. It's going to fit you how a golf shirt should. You're going to feel comfortable. And you know what that means? If you're not comfortable on the course, you're not going to play well. Maybe you won't play well anyway, but at least you'll look good. Peter Millar, the place to get it, 78th and Dodge, Jerry Ryan Clothing and Sportswear. They've been dressing Omaha for over 50 years.
Your Omaha area forecast presented by Funplex Water Park and Rides from the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
Partly cloudy, warm and muggy into the evening with the temperature in the 80s. Tonight, partly cloudy, still a little warm and muggy, a low temperature around 75, and then mostly sunny, hot and humid, a heat advisory in effect for the afternoon on Wednesday with a high around 97. I am Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV Newswatch 7.
There is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
not just more made by it. We're fueling up. No problem. We're grilling all summer long. Pepper Jacks, where flavor takes the field.
Pepper Jacks Grill. Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
It's golf season, and Jerry Ryan is your one-stop shop to get out on the links this summer. With options from Johnny O, Roan, Peter Millar, and Mizzen and Main, you'll be the sharpest dressed guy in your foursome. Stop in and let John, Dan, Jake, Deanne, and Monir the Tailor get you ready for the golf outing circuit or your big wedding this summer.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Hi, I'm Cole Scharf with Scharf Painting. Choosing a painter isn't like picking a color swatch. It's about the trust and craftsmanship. Every space is unique. Family-owned and detail-driven. We paint everything. Homes, businesses, interiors, exteriors, and even decks and fences. Based in Omaha, we'll travel anywhere for your project. With Scharf Painting, it's more than paint, it's a relationship. We communicate, we follow through, and we take pride in providing excellence. Visit ScharfPainting.com for your next masterpiece.
Look sharp with Scharf.
The first day of school will be here before you know it, so let's make sure every student in the metro area is ready to go. Join us for the Salvation Army 7 Can Help Kids Back to School Backpack Program, sponsored by Methodist Health System and supported by Firefighters on the Move. Drop off new backpacks and school supplies now through August 3rd at select Metro Credit Union, Cubby's Convenience Stores, and Methodist Urgent Care locations. For a full list of drop-off sites or to donate to the program online, go to salarmyomaha.org. That's salarmyomaha.org.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Welcome back inside the After Hours Lounge on a Taste Test Tuesday here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. If you're looking for the ideal college experience this fall, head over to bellevue.edu and register for classes. Tonight, we're going to jump ahead a little bit here. The Omaha Westside softball team is in studio. Their head coach, Mike Leapley, is with us. Coach, thanks for being here tonight. We appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having us again.
You brought Ruby Man, Bailey Heffernan, and Cadence Biedenbow in with you tonight. I want to take a look back at a year ago before we preview this season. 15-4 a year ago, or 15-14, a year ago. But you guys won 3 of your last 5. Why were things clicking at the end of the season like it appeared to be?
Yeah, we went to state the previous year. I think we had the jitters going into the earlier games. You know, the team wasn't really clicking. Just weren't really finding ourselves. I think the jitters were there. They were nervous. Just wasn't really clicking. Then when I'd say middle of the season, we had a nice heart-to-heart, middle of the West Side softball field. The girls got together. There was some tears. There was some laughter. And there was some pissed-off girls, you know, that wanted to get better. And I had a few freshmen that stepped up towards the middle of the season. We got going and we got rolling. And I'm excited for this year to come back and get back to state.
Yeah, just looking at the schedule and the results last year, it seems like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but this was kind of what I assessed, is you beat the teams you should have, but you really didn't jump up and upset some of those teams that were, winning consistently, that were at the top of the rankings and that sort of thing. I mean, how did you see that the season playing out like that? And is that how you would categorize it?
I knew it was just a matter of time to get going. I knew I
Yeah.
had the players to do it. We just weren't clicking.
Yeah.
As a coach, you have them there, but they just weren't finding it inside themselves. There was, again, some inner demons, I guess, just to figure it out. But I'm excited for this year. I mean, the team is there. I'm ready to go. I'm get your popcorn ready. It's gonna be fun.
Well, let's leave 24 in the rearview mirror and talk about 25. Then you return every pitcher that stepped into the circle
Yeah.
for you a year ago. How was that a benefit for this team? this year?
Huge. Everybody knows pitching's huge in softball. Ruby's coming back. She's a pitcher and plays left field. Calista Rich, she's a junior. She's a spitfire, full of spunk. And then we have Hannah Miller, our ace, coming back. So I have high hopes for our pitching staff. It's a good three-headed monster we have there between those three.
You guys have such a great facility over there at West Side. I mean, the fields are so nice. I mean, how does that affect the way that you're able to coach and teach and play the game over there at West Side?
Yeah, look good, play good. Trevor Fleetwood.
Sure. We'll talk to a couple of your players then, Coach. Thanks again for being here. Ruby, we'll go over to you. Ruby Mann is with us in studio tonight as well. Coach kind of talked about everything that you do. Go ahead and step up a little bit. Coach talked about everything that you do. What part of your game do you think you improved on the most over this summer, at the plate or in the circle?
I would honestly say both, just because I feel like I'm very fortunate to have a really good pitching coach and a really good hitting coach. My hitting coach is actually on our West Side staff. Her name is Mackenzie, and I think she's a great hitting coach, and she's honestly just taught me a lot and helped me improve. And I think that I've just improved my spin and improved my power of my hitting.
That felt like a little bit of a cop-out.
Let's talk pitching for a minute. As a pitcher, do you have a favorite pitch, and how did you develop it?
I do. I really love my curveball. I developed it mostly just by focusing on getting that really tight spin just to throw the batters off and give them a little bit of unbalance.
What's your favorite part about playing softball at Omaha West Side?
I would say my favorite part is just the people. I think we have a really great softball community, and all the girls are amazing, and the coaches are great, and I just love it.
Softball is really become a year-round sport. No off season anymore. You're playing club, you're going right back to high school, and then club season starts again. Can you pin down like what it takes and the level of love you have to have for the game to be playing it constantly?
I would say you definitely have to have a lot of love for the sport and be super dedicated. And it also comes with love of the people and just love what you're doing. I would say like it takes a lot to be getting up and going into those winter workouts and having the motivation to do that, but it really pays off in the end. It just makes you a better player and teammate.
What does life after high school look like for you when you leave West Side?
I plan on attending college. I am undecided. I'm looking at a big university, or I'm either looking at a smaller school to play softball. But I do plan on owning my own hair salon in the future.
I will not be one of your customers, but good luck. Well, thank you for being here tonight. Good luck with whatever your decision is when you decide to leave West Side.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being here. Bailey, we'll go over to you. And Bailey Heffernan is with us tonight as well. How has this offseason as a senior been different for you personally compared to your previous three?
Over the winter, we started doing workouts, and we would go in there, hit and lift just to keep our bodies in shape going into the club season, just to stay overall healthy.
Your pinned tweet is you hitting a grand slam against Millard West a couple years ago. So first question, how many grand slams do you have in your career? Do you know?
I want to say like over 5.
Oh,
probably.
Nice. Well done. And what's that feeling when you're rounding third base following the three base runners ahead of you?
You're just really like, wow, this is like what it's all about. Like,
Yeah.
It's just the best part of softball is like knowing those girls are so happy for you and waiting to like go home to the plate, seeing them all just like jumping and screaming for you, just really excited.
Should the rest of the Metro be afraid to pitch to you?
I don't know.
What defines, since we're just hitting grand slams on an everyday basis, apparently, what defines success for you in this season?
Definitely just like hard work and the team just being together. Like you just really want that bond to keep going and just pushing each other everywhere and then during anything.
Senior, you're expected to be a leader now. What are the top things you want to see out of your teammates this season?
I definitely want to see dedication as our team is wanting to go back to state and host a district. We just really need to work together. And yeah.
What does life after high school look like for you?
I definitely want to play in college. I'm undecided as well. So we'll just see.
What position do you feel like you fit the best at the next level?
Definitely third base.
Okay, that's what I figured. So, that was a softball question. Thanks for being here, Billy. We appreciate it. Cadence, we'll go over to you for a second as well. And Cadence Benbow is with us tonight in the studio. For you, when we talk about being at the plate and in the field, where do you think your game has improved or at the plate or with your glove during the summer?
So I think both of them pretty equally, but mostly my hitting has definitely gotten a lot better. I work a lot in the off season on that. That's my primary focus. Over the summer, I had 2 strikeouts and
the mic goes down. You're fine.
and a 97% contact rate. So usually focusing on hitting, like at Westside, there's a thing: if you hit, you play. So that's one.
Why haven't you been able to track your stats this year? I'm just kidding. You just rattled them all off.
My face dropped.
You got a little bit of varsity experience last season. How do you think that helps you going into this year?
I think it helps me because I understand what to do. A lot of times when you're coming up as a swinger or a JV, you don't know how practice is run. You don't know necessarily where you fit or what to do. I think I understand personally where I do.
Is there anything you haven't been able to do in your high school career yet that you'd like to try at the varsity level or get your hand in?
I want to go to state.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I was on JV as a freshman, so I wasn't able to experience that. That's something I really want to do.
Coach, did you get that? Okay.
All right. Do you have a player that you can remember who maybe took you under the wing, showed you the ropes, and kind of got you to this point you are now? What's been your experience working with your teammates?
So each year it's different. Freshman year, I had 2 juniors that I spoke to a lot. Sophomore year, it was Ruby that I spoke to a lot. Just each year it changes. And my experience overall with my teammates has been really great. The chemistry has been amazing. And I just enjoy being around them so much. It's so fun.
Have you picked out a freshman you're going to take under your wing yet?
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well, ladies, good luck this fall. Coach, we'll go back over to you, wrap this up. We'll catch up with Mike Leepley, the head coach at Omaha Westside in the softball program. She just mentioned it. What does this team have to do to get back to state and compete for a state championship?
Keep smiling.
Yeah.
They're a fun bunch. They get it. This group is fun. They've been dedicated, like she said, since the off season. They have it. I know they have it, and you can tell by the smiles. We're coming. We're there.
We talked about the facilities, and we asked the players what's your favorite part about being the head coach of the softball program at Westside?
Just a family. I mean, they know I'm an emotional guy. I can cry at any given time.
I'm trying.
They know I can cry at any given time. They know I care. It's from a place of the heart and just building this foundation from 6 years ago to now, and we're not done yet. So I'm super proud of them.
Coach, we appreciate you being here. Good luck this fall. Back in when we showcase the state tournament.
Yeah, thank you so much.
That's the Omaha Westside softball program. If you missed the Warriors segment, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. It's hot outside. Don't let it be hot inside. Get a maintenance appointment set up with Controlled Comfort. They'll take a look at your AC. They'll tell you about the longevity of it, how long you can expect the unit to last, and when you need to replace it. They'll also give you peace of mind about your furnace as well. Head over to controlledcomfort.com and book a maintenance appointment tonight. We're going to talk about what Matt Rule had to say as well as finish Tony Petitti's thoughts on the other side of the break. We come back 1620 The Zone.
Hey everybody, John here for Taste Test Tuesday, and this week it's Timber Wood Fire Bistro. Let me tell you about the great things that Timber sent over to us for us to try, and you can try with a $25 gift card if you follow us on socials and retweet that gift. Be sure to check out Twitter, check out Facebook, find it, retweet it. You could be entered in the drawing. You could get the $25 gift card, and you could get the Timber Pie from Timber Wood Fire Bistro. I bit into this pizza, and I said, I think this is my favorite pizza in town. It was so delicious. It's just packed with flavor. It's so good. They also let us try the wings with 3 different sauces. There's a garlic parm, there's a sweet and sour, and then there was the spicy peanut sauce. All of them were delicious. The truffle fries are great. The regular fries are great. And don't forget about the great burger with the bacon, the pickles, the tomato, everything we had tonight, A+. You need to stop into Timber and get yourself some great food. And maybe it's on the house if you get entered into that drawing. It's Timber Wood Fire Grill.
This summer, skip the backyard hassle and let Pepper Jacks do the grilling for you. We're talking hot off the grill flavor. Philly sandwiches, rice bowls, nachos, and more made fresh and fired up just how you like it. Whether you're fueling up after the game or grabbing a bite before you hit the pool, we've got your summer craving covered. Dine in, carry up, or hit up the Pepper Jacks app. No flames at home? No problem. We're grilling all summer long. Pepper Jacks, where flavor takes the field.
Pepper Jack's Grill.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair for in Omaha for more than a dozen years, let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
Is the Force strong with you? Find out this July with Project Solo. Find your favorite Star Wars cans of your favorite Coke products through July 31st. Stop by your local Hy-Vee and pick up 12 packs of Coke for just $3.99 when you purchase 4 between July 2nd through the 6th. Also pick up half-liter 6-packs with your favorite Star Wars characters for $3.99. 16-ounce body armor or 28-ounce Powerade singles, just $1 all month long. Hy-Vee and Chesterman Coca-Cola, creating Jedi all over Nebraska.
Why waste happy hour at 3 when you can get late night happy hour at Goose's? From 8 to 10, stop in for $1 off draft beers and $1 off all appetizers. Stop by our location in historic downtown Papillion, where there's always something going on. Music bingo or the 25 wing challenge, where you eat 25 wings in 10 minutes and they're free. Ditch the same old happy hour for the late night experience at Goose's Bar and Grill, 129 North Washington in Papillion, where there's always something going on.
Heat flames are crashing all over the Midwest. Beat the heat with Controlled Comfort. If your AC is aging and you have concerns, Controlled Comfort is your one-stop shop for all your HVAC issues. Let Controlled Comfort's comfort specialists come out, diagnose your issue, resolve it, or replace that old AC unit with one that'll keep you cool in the months ahead. Head over to ControlledComfort.com today.
Controlled Comfort keeps it under control.
Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with Trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
The time between Memorial Day and Labor Day is known as the 100 Deadliest Days. It accounts for 37% of Nebraska's traffic fatalities. Sadly, 67 people lost their lives on Nebraskan roads during this time last year. Your children, significant others, parents, pets, and friends matter to you. Drive like they matter. Don't let a crash take you away from their lives. Always wear your seatbelt, keep your eyes on the road, and put your phone away. Brought to you by the Nebraska chapter of the National Safety Council and the Nebraska DOT Highway Safety Office.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
We addressed this in the social media soundbite, or we address it?
Would you prefer me to address it in social media soundbite? I say we address it now because I've got Big Sick doing some Big Sick type stuff.
Yeah, I think we need to tip our cap. Social media today. Ozzy Osbourne, unfortunately, passed away today, and I don't know if anybody lived more of a full life than Ozzy Osbourne did. But unfortunately, the lead singer of Black Sabbath,
the Ozman leaveth.
He does. Probably ate a bat on the way in. But,
What a way to kick it too. One
Can we-
last banger of a concert.
Can we just let this play in the background for this whole segment?
I'm perfectly fine
I
with
think
it.
we have to, right?
I mean, how much attention do you want me to pay to you?
Yeah, fair enough.
YouTube might not like us to do that.
Oh,
You might not.
that's true.
I don't think we can do it.
I don't think we can. Let's just cut it out there. Unfortunately, I'll be listening to this the whole way home though. We opened the show talking about Tony Petitti and his thoughts. And there's a bunch of stuff that we didn't get to, including a little bit of a chippy moment with Stuart Mandel from The Athletic, who clearly hit a nerve when he asked about Tony Petitti's thoughts on the 4 automatic qualifiers and how the fan bases don't want this. And Stuart Mandel said it very matter-of-factly, and Tony Petitti's like, well, I don't know if I agree with how you address that question. Stuart Mandel based it on a poll question that he put out today saying that 76% of people preferred the 5+11 model. Now, anybody that listens to the After Hours Lounge or listens to 1620 The Zone, specifically between the hours of 10 o'clock a.m. and 2 p.m., and you probably understand how much there isn't validity to Twitter polls in the world.
Yeah.
Thanks to all the crack research that Connor Happer and Josh Hodson do on the Connor Happer show. But I'm kind of with him because, like, the original proposal I didn't necessarily love, and I don't love the automatic qualifiers. But if they're automatic qualifiers based on field results, like we mentioned with the 6 and the 3 and the 4 and the 5 playing to get those spots, I'm a little more prone to that rather than, hey, just our top 4 teams get in.
No, I don't think so. I'm still out on giving a certain number of qualifiers to a conference. I've been on record about this. We do this in the NCAA tournament. The winner of the conference gets the auto bid. Everyone else, it's your resume. And like, that seems like the most fair way to do it. And because, like, look, there could be a year where the 4th place team in the Big Ten, like, they could be 8-4.
Yeah.
And is an 8-4 team really worthy of a playoff spot? I don't think so.
If that Ohio State team would have lost 2 more games last year due to injuries and would have been healthy at the end of the season, do you feel that way? I mean, it's hard to ask that question in hindsight because they won the national championship.
Look, we do this with college basketball too. If a team, gets in, has injuries and they stumble a little bit down the stretch and they were kind of on the bubble, they get left out a lot because those injuries and players that they're missing are taken into account.
I thought it was really interesting how often he continued to go back to the non-conference schedule. And that's something Tony Petitti hit on a lot today. Basically saying we're incentivizing teams to not schedule Power 5 school or Power 4 schools in their non-conference because it counts against them at the end. If the only thing that matters is wins and losses. Which, listen, he's right. I mean, the head coach at Nebraska, the head coach at Indiana, the head coach at Wisconsin have all commented about this and basically been in lockstep with him. But I don't know if that's the only fix, and I don't know and. It's not like that has been the case the entire time, and Iowa still plays 6 directional schools a year. So
an FCS.
I think the only thing that you can really do is make it a requirement. And if you're not going to, if the
So you're saying nobody plays FCS anymore?
No, I'm saying that if you're going to want the non-conference to matter more, I don't have a problem with teams playing FCS schools. I don't. I think there needs to be tune-up games. And especially if they're going to give you we're not going to allow we're not going to allow Colorado to play Syracuse because we don't know how to sanction it and yada yada yada. If they're not going to allow you to step out of your comfort zone in a scrimmage and play those games, I think it's really unfair to say that teams can't do that when it matters the most.
Yeah.
And listen, we've seen Appalachian State beat Michigan. Yeah, there's a reason it's one of the biggest upsets in sports. It's only happened one time, but it's not impossible, and we've seen it, right? So
North Dakota State's knocked off D1 programs.
Fair enough, but I'm thinking like the number 5 team in the country losing to an FCS school. But I think the only way that you're going to fix that, and I put it in air quotes, fix that, is if you make it, and I've talked about an SEC Big Ten crossover, I think it's just a matter of time till it happens. But I think you have to say, okay, well, if you're not gonna, if we're not gonna be uniform across the board, if everybody's not gonna play 9 conference games, everybody's not gonna play 10 conference games, whatever the number is, well, then you have to play at least one conference game of note. You have to. It's one non-conference game of note. It's mandatory because some of the teams that aren't necessarily competing for national championships every year are able to get away with it because it's not talked about. But if you're Iowa, you're Purdue, you're Indiana, you're Northwestern, you have a seat at the table. Well, then you should earn that seat at the table and try to and play against a team.
So you're in favor of something like you just have to play 10 FBS games and do whatever you want with the other 2.
I'm perfectly fine. Tony Petitti basically said the same thing. Like, we're not going to force the SEC to play non-conference games. I'm perfectly fine with the SEC playing 8 because the majority of them do play that ACC crossover.
Yeah.
Virginia Tech, or excuse me, Georgia Tech does play Georgia. South Carolina does play Clemson. Like, Florida does play Florida State. I'm fine with that because to me that's the same thing. I think that's the exact thing. If Iowa were to go play Arizona State every year, and we want to do something like that, and the Big Ten said we're going to go back to 8 conference games, I would be fine with that because it's the same thing in my opinion. Like, I don't think it has to be a conference game. I think if you gave Tony Petitti a little bit of truth serum and sent him up there to the podium today, he'd say, "Can you just stop playing the Citadel in Week 11? That's our biggest problem."
Well, what's the difference? I mean, I understand. I know what the difference is, but like to just ask the question, what's the difference between playing the Citadel in Week 11 or Houston Christian in Week 2?
Houston Christian's at least going to get a field goal. No, I think that if the SEC just came out and said, okay, fine, we're going to stay at 8, but we're going to make it a mandatory crossover game with an ACC opponent every single year for everybody, guaranteed Tony Petitti would go. Wake Forest, and then we'll see Vanderbilt play Middle Tennessee State.
Yeah, maybe. At least it's an in-state rival.
But when we talk about the Title IX stuff, and Tony Petitti addressed that, he basically said that they're allowing the schools to kind of decide how they're deciding to handle this and not making anything mandatory, and they're basing it. They're not giving anybody obligations, but it's a market-based stance on the revenue sharing, and it feels like that's how they're going to deal with the legality of it. Hey, all this money's coming in because of football, so we allocated the money to football. But there's legislation out there that says that's illegal.
Yeah.
He tried to dance around that the best he could, but I don't think he did anybody any favors by saying that.
Yeah. I mean, you can say it's an individual school choice all you want, but there's a law that says the opportunity has to be equal. And again, somebody's going to have to nail this down. Like, what does opportunity mean?
Right.
What is the legal definition of opportunity as it pertains to college athletics? Is it just that you get to play and then your earning power is determined by your own worth? Like, is that what that means? Because if they're not employees of the school, then if they're afforded the same scholarship opportunity and like their earning power is based on some other thing that doesn't fall under Title IX, then I can see it working out.
Right.
But if it's interpreted that no, this is a distributed benefit from the athletic program, that to me is going to fall right under Title IX, and it's going to have to be distributed equally.
And there's going to be no way around it. And I wonder how much they're going to bring, like when it comes to the discussion about the earning power, to say that, well, football players get a larger platform, they're on television more. Like, how do you factor in the Livy Dunn, Caitlin Clark of it all too? Like
edge cases.
Now, listen, those are two very one-of-one situations. Like, you're talking about two of the biggest female stars on the planet, but they were given the same scholarship as their male athlete counterparts, and they were given the opportunity to do so, and they took their platform. And Caitlin Clark, a really good basketball player by all stretch of the imagination, but also kind of captured this moment in sports where the moment may have been bigger than her playing style, and that helped as well, and was able to encompass that. Now, how do you make that work in a court of law is kind of where that question falls at, is like,
right.
Okay, well, so what's the difference? And I think that's your point. And for the Big Ten or whoever to stand up there and go, well, there's no difference. It's really hard to argue that when the platform is what it is for football.
Yeah, and we're just like, there's going to have to be some legal clarity on this.
There aren't 300 reporters at Women's Water Polo Day.
Because here's what you worry about is exactly what happened to the NCAA. You start doing things one way,
mm-hmm.
and you say, okay, well, this is how we're going to do it, and you do it that way for a while, and then suddenly somebody raises their hand and says, why are we doing it this way? And then the court says, actually, you weren't supposed to do it that way, and now you owe these people $1 billion. Like
2.8.
But this is this is why it needs to be settled now, so we don't have to go back in time and redo all these payments and then like try to fix it post hoc. Like, it has to be set now.
I think the real problem that we have is we're kind of danged if we do and danged if we don't.
Yep, that's exactly the same.
Because if we do something about it now, years down the line, that can still happen. No matter what happens now.
Not if it's an even distribution. I don't see where
if
the
there's
problem
an even
is.
distribution, there's no issue.
That's my point.
But then how are you explaining that to your football players and to your basketball players, both men's and women's?
Because
and
it's
then
the
to
law.
the Nebraska women's volleyball team too. How are you going, all right, we gave you arbitrary number, 15 grand. But Susie and Rob on the rifle team, they got 15 grand too.
If it's a per scholarship distribution, right? Then the number of scholarships that you have for volleyball equals X amount of dollars, right? There's just a simple calculation there.
Yeah, an equal distribution would mean that anyone who's on scholarship
Yes.
gets the same amount of money.
Yes.
Across all sports.
No
matter
sports.
what sport you play.
If that's how you do it, that is honestly, that's the safest way to do it.
There's just no way that's going to happen because it can't. Because the market, you can't say we're going to have a fair market clause and everything that has to go through arbitration if you make over X amount of dollars, and then come back and say everybody's the
This
same.
is just the rev share portion.
I
To be
understand,
fair-
but it's all money.
To be fair, John is coming at it from, surprisingly, for the tone that this show generally takes, a glass half full approach.
Can we all agree that's
this
not
would
going
be
to happen?
the best? This would be the best case scenario.
I think that's obvious that's the case.
I don't think anyone's going to do it.
But I don't think
because
because here's the other thing. What's even to you may not be even to me. And what happens if that's the case? You know what I mean? Like, okay, well,
I think even's even.
We make the same amount of money, but
Okay.
I do more work. Is that even?
But can you tell me that the football player does more work than the volleyball player?
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying what if the volleyball player feels that way? It's harder for me because I don't have all the benefits you do as a football player.
Yeah, facts and feelings don't belong together. Like if you feel like you're doing more work and you're not getting,
what if the starting running back puts in 12 hours a week in the weight room, but the starting outside hitter puts in 16? Is that not more work? Can you not put that on paper?
But
Because I guarantee you that's going to be the conversation. Because everybody's going to want the most they can get.
See, this is the problem, Jimmy. When you get into that sort of a mindset, because you can go but.
That's how we got here, though. This isn't me being in a mindset. That's what got us to this conversation. Because people started saying, no, a scholarship is not enough. No, making money through our NIL collective is not enough. We also need to get paid for the university. It's people keep going, okay, it's okay, we're going to treat this evenly. No, I want more.
Hold on, because I don't think anyone who is a current college athlete, especially in a football program, has said, man, I really wish the school was the one paying me and not this NIL collective, this group of shady boosters and donors who can basically get me whatever I want. Just look at what they have published on social media in Texas when they bring in recruits. You think that's all clean money? You know how much a Lamborghini Urus costs?
But they want it both
That's
ways.
ridiculous.
Nobody's going to go, yeah, we'll take less. It's fine. Nobody's going to, not one entity is going to do that. Whether throw whatever sports team you want out there.
Technically, they don't have to take less.
If we're talking about even sharing, if we're talking about everybody making the same amount.
And that's just from the rev share, though. You don't think that Dylan Raiola and anyone else can go out and get an independent deal?
Yeah, but
Harper Murray can't rep body armor?
Okay, you just listed the two biggest personalities on their respective team. What about the third string player in their respective position?
You don't think Heinrich Harburg can go out and get an NIL deal?
No, but I think
we've already made up one
we're
for
getting
him.
away from the point here. Like, and here's where it's getting confused: is that rev share is not about, in what I'm talking about, in an actual even per scholarship share. It's not about performance. It's not about work rate. It's not about anything other than you are on scholarship at a university. Here's your disbursement of funds as part of a share of the revenue that the athletic program, the athletic department brings in. It's no different than being in a profit sharing program at work, right? Like you get X amount of dollars based on your position from the company and it's distributed out. You don't say like, well, I worked 52 hours last week and Jim went on vacation. I should get more. That's not how that works. It's a share. You get a share of the profit.
Yes, you do. Because Jim went on vacation and probably had 40 hours of PTO, but you worked 52 hours, so you get paid more than 40 hours.
That's
how being paid works.
Jimmy.
But you're
Jimmy.
talking about salary versus rev share. This
yeah.
is not a salary. This is a share of
That's not what John's referring to whatsoever.
This is a share of the profits from the athletic department.
We got to get to Paul Lomaggi, the head coach of the Omaha Westside football program, and the social media soundbite. If you missed this segment tonight, check it out on our radio replay page. It was brought to you by our friends at it's Paul Davis Restoration. You're affected by the seasonal storms last night. Make sure you call 402-553-0373 or store that number in your phone tonight and give them a call. If you're stuck in a situation where you're starting to see mold show up behind your windows, maybe your roof was damaged, or unfortunately, like somebody in my family today, you experienced a fire and you need your home restored, call 402-553-0373 and have your home restored to the way it was before the damage showed up. We're going to get to Kurt Signetti and then the Omaha Westside Warriors on the other side of the break. 16:20 zone.
Hey, everybody. John here for Bob at Williams Law. Look, summertime, the lazy dog days of summer, boredom sets in. Kids, they make bad decisions. You know what they do? They go out, maybe they drive their car too fast. Maybe they cut cookies in a parking lot. Maybe they make even worse decisions than that, and forbid that you get into that situation with someone you love or a child who lives in your house. If that's the situation you find yourself in, or if you know someone who has found themselves in that situation, please contact Bob at Williams Law. Bob is going to sit you down for your first meeting, no obligations, and it's free. You get your first meeting, get your questions answered, get yourself set for the day in court without having to drop a single penny. Bob wants to get your mind at ease before you head into the courtroom, and make sure that he's the right fit for your specific case, whether it's criminal, civil, or personal. If you need legal advice, you need Bob Williams. Check out WilliamsLawLLC.com.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future. So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
It's golf season, and Jerry Ryan is your one-stop shop to get out on the links this summer. With options from Johnny O, Roan, Peter Millar, and Mizzen and Main, you'll be the sharpest dressed guy in your foursome. Stop in and let John, Dan, Jake, Deanne, and Monier the Tailor get you ready for the golf outing circuit or your big wedding this summer.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Goose's Bar and Grill is the best kept secret in Papillion. A dynamite menu, live events, and great drink specials. 129 North Washington Street is the place to be all summer long. $3 tacos on Monday, the biggest tenderloins you can find on Tuesday, and celebrate Wing Wednesday with after hours with $1 wings on Wednesday. Goose's Bar and Grill, 129 North Washington in Papillion. Open till 10 Monday through Friday and 2 a.m. on the weekends. Goose's Bar and Grill, where there's always something going on.
You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Wrapping up the first hour on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Bellevue University. If you're looking for the ideal college experience, head over to bellevue.edu. Register for classes, become a Bruin tonight. We're going to get to Paul Lamanji and the Omaha West Side football team on the other side of the break. But we got to get to the social media soundbite before we do that. Dan, Big Ten Media Day is still going on in Las Vegas. What do we got?
Well, everyone's favorite Indiana head football coach, Curt Cignetti, obviously had a lot of time for media availability today because today is his day for media day. And, he's a fiery fella. Let's listen to some of that fire in action. What a weird guy.
Yeah, so UNLV head football coach Barry Odom basically said that the only reason that Indiana ended up making the college football playoff last year.
Purdue head coach Barry Odom.
I know, but he was previously at UNLV. He's now at Purdue.
Fair enough.
There you go. when he was at UNLV, he made these comments. And then obviously now probably feels a little bit differently because of where he currently resides in West Lafayette, Indiana. But I mean, you played in the Big Ten championship game, so it's not like only your non-con is the reason that you were playing for national or for playing for the college football playoff a year ago.
I mean, I took shots at their schedule last year too.
Yeah.
So
you think Curt Cignetti cared?
It might have been a flicker in his brain.
John, you should have Googled him. Hey, if you missed the social media soundbite tonight, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Pixel Fire Marketing. Would you like an entire team to manage your social media? That's right. No more posting on Facebook. No more posting on Instagram. An entire team to manage that. Would that make your life a lot easier? If it would, head over to pixelfiremarketing.com and work with an entire team handling your social media presence today. Check out pixelfiremarketing.com for more details. Omaha Westside head football coach Paul Lamanji, and it feels great to say that after the way last season ended, is in studio with us with his players. We're going to talk to them, recap their season, and preview this year. We come back on 1620 The Zone.
You should have seen what I wore. I had a cane and a
Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for AX Plumbing. Home or residential, they can do it all. And whether you're in your house or in your business, you're probably starting to see a little bit of water back up because it's that season where tree roots end up in your pipes. And if that's happening, you need to have AX Plumbing come out and water jet your line. They'll run a camera down the pipe and take a look at what's clogging the drain and permanently remove the debris for as long as you're in your home or business. Check out axpservice.com. Get a water jetting appointment set up tonight.
The real game changer in college athletics, it's coaches. And at Bellevue University, there is an experienced team of coaches who know you both as an athlete and as a person. Plus, there are student coach advisors who are there to provide individualized academic support every step of the way as you progress towards your degree. At Bellevue University, you're not just another athlete. You belong. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Are you dreaming of your business dominating local Google searches, drawing in customers effortlessly? Look no further. I'm Courtney, the Google gal from Pixel Fire Marketing. Need assistance with your Google business profile? From verification to getting more reviews, fixing maps to tackling annoying Google calls? I've got you covered. Your profile sets you apart and ensures you're the top choice for local customers. Visit fixmygbp.com for our $297 special offer. Visit fixmygbp.com for more details.
Heat waves are crashing all over the Midwest. Beat the heat with Controlled Comfort. If your AC is aging and you have concerns, Controlled Comfort is your one-stop shop for all your HVAC issues. Let Controlled Comfort's comfort specialists come out, diagnose your issue, resolve it, or replace that old AC unit with one that'll keep you cool in the months ahead. Head over to ControlledComfort.com today.
Controlled Comfort keeps it under control.
Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with Trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
Treasure this summer at Funplex, Nebraska's largest water park and rides. Rush down a towering drop slide, race for first place in the go-karts, or maybe float your cares away on the lazy river. Hungry? We've got treats, eats, and even private cabanas to kick back and chill. And don't miss the all-new Shipwreck Chutes, dual slides with twisty turns and our biggest splash yet. Bring the whole crew and treasure this summer at Funplex. Get tickets now at fun-plex.com.
Fernando's, an Omaha legacy for more than 30 years, is looking for experienced prep and line cooks, full and part-time positions. No experience? No problem. Training and competitive wages are provided. Apply today at Fernando's 114th and Dodge location.
Find what you love, love what you find. A Total Wine and More. There's so much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
With curbside pickup and delivery available, you'll always find what you love, only at Total Wine and More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Hi, I'm Cole Scharf with Scharf Painting. Choosing a painter isn't like picking a color swatch. It's about the trust and craftsmanship. Every space is unique. Family-owned and detail-driven. We paint everything. Homes, businesses, interiors, exteriors, and even decks and fences. Based in Omaha, we'll travel anywhere for your project. With Scharf Painting, it's more than paint, it's a relationship. We communicate, we follow through, and we take pride in providing excellence. Visit ScharfPainting.com for your next masterpiece.
Look sharp with Scharf.
KOZ and Bellevue, Omaha, Council Bluffs. This is 1620, The Zone.
Top of the second hour here on 1620 The Zone, brought to you by Pyramid Contractors. You don't become number one in Omaha for over a decade by accident. Head over to pyramidroof.com. Get a free estimate for your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They do it all. Check out pyramidroof.com. Tonight, Omaha Westside head football coach Paul Lamanji joins us in studio. Coach, thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You brought Owen James, Eli Johnson, and Reed McIntyre with you tonight. We'll get to those guys in a minute, but I want to harken back to the state championship a year ago. We all clearly are glad to see you here tonight. We're talking about it in the break there. But if you don't mind me asking, you chose to let Damon Benning coach that game, and obviously our affinity for Damon is well documented. Can you tell us why Damon was the right choice for that, and obviously just give us a little insight to your guys' relationship?
Yeah, well, obviously there's a couple guys I could have had do that job that I trust, and we have guys on our staff that are more than qualified, but Damon was the type of guy that doesn't really call plays.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of, he doesn't call offensive plays, and he kind of gives input with the defensive plays. So he's kind of the guy that I felt would be good to kind of be the CEO, overlook all aspects, all phases of the game, and keep a clear head and be poised to make on-field decisions.
Killer attention to detail.
That's right. And kind of you need to have a guy in that in a position like that. You need one voice to be the decision maker, and I thought he'd be a good fit with that. But to be honest, he did a great job, as did all the other coaches stepping up and and really going above and beyond to get the guys ready to play. And I was really proud of everybody, including the players, how they reacted to that little bit of adversity we had. And they went out and did the best they could. And I thought they did a great job.
Yeah, I want to echo what Jimmy said. Just was really glad to see you here with us today, Coach. You've been such a fixture in the football community here in Omaha, and especially, getting Westside to 3 state title games in a row. I mean, for you, what keeps you coming back year after year?
Oh, I just love, I love being around the guys. I love the players. I love the coaches, the challenge of it every year, the competition. And we talked the other night with the guys that, it's not so much football, it's what football does for our guys that makes it so special, that keeps you motivated. The games are really great, but it comes down to what football teaches these kids and how they're going to use the rest of their lives. That's so exciting and challenging. And, every year you're just ready to go for the next one. And you get a new crop of players, and you just love the excitement that they bring, and you just want to do the best you can for them, and you're excited to see what the future holds. And I just been lucky enough to be at some great places with great coaches and great kids and families, and it's really been fun. I don't know what else I would do if I wasn't coaching football. So I enjoy every second of it.
5 straight state championship appearances from Westside. Obviously, you've been a part of 3 of those. How have you guys been able to sustain the success that you've seen over in District 66?
Well, I think it starts, first and foremost with the district itself. It's a great community, very supportive community. And it's a community that has a tradition of excellence in everything, in academics and activities, in music, and in athletics. And with that, you have a group of people that want to do the best they can to help kids grow. And with us, footballs, we have a very, very strong culture, and we've built on it every year. And it's a culture everybody believes in, that everybody owns. And I think it starts there. And it's a great sense of pride for all of us. And, there's a certain standard that's at Westside. And I think kids just want to be a part of that standard, and they want to live up to the tradition, and they want to do what others done in the past and even exceed it if they could. And, we work really hard, and they put in the time. Everything that Westside has, especially with the football program, we've earned. No one has given us anything. And we just try to win every single day and do the best we can on and off the football field. And if you do it long enough, eventually it becomes habitual, and doing right is something that we try to do with all phases of their life. So we just got to keep it going.
I wanted to talk to you a little bit about just the nature of high school football is such that, like, you kind of get the kids you get them for 4 years, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it seems like your early Westside teams, there were some guys who we were just used to seeing. It seems like they just had a ton of varsity experience. In the last couple of years, there have been some new faces kind of rolling in. Mm-hmm. So for you, how do you balance the principles of the way you want the game to be played versus maybe changing some things that you think you might need to do based on personnel to win games?
Well, every year is a clean slate. Every year you got to reinvent yourself. But as long as your staples are there, your core values are there, and you constantly talk about it, I think the tradition of how you do things will carry on. The names will change, but the program will never graduate. And we talk about it a lot. We talk about our culture and how we want to get things done way back in January. And when we talk about culture, it's so cliche-ish nowadays, but we've been doing it for a long, long time. And I've been doing it. I was lucky enough to play for a coach back in Youngstown that talked about culture in the late 80s when nobody did. And because of that, I was able to carry that on with my coaching. And at Westside, there's a lot of people that we use to help us build our culture, but it's something that we continuously talk about and teach and communicate. And then guys just kind of fall into place and know their role, and they want to succeed. They want to be part of it. And the guys that we brought here today, they are West Side through and through, and it's in their blood, and they care more about, you know, being a West Side football player than just about anything, and they don't want to let anybody down. They don't want to let their tradition down, and they also want to carry their own torch, and as long as we keep that going and we keep having kids like we've had in the past, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, let's talk to some of those kids that are carrying the torch for you. Then Owen James is with us tonight. Owen, go ahead and step up and grab the mic for us. Just a measly 4.4 GPA, a 31 on the ACT, a 2-time state champion, an all-Metro team a year ago. How do you top all that in your senior year?
Yeah, you know, I'm just really focusing on just getting up every day and just maxing out every single day. So all my focus is just getting up tomorrow morning and attacking the next workout, attacking that next practice. And I can look back and look at everything I accomplished, but ultimately it's about what am I going to do now? And so just taking it day by day and really just working out and hopefully just maxing out my potential. By the end, I can say that I gave it all I could give.
Any interest in retaking the ACT to try to beat the 31?
I was considering it, but I don't know. It's a lot of studying, and I don't know if it's worth my time.
There's a lot more things you do on a Saturday.
Jimmy mentioned that you've been a part of 2 state championship teams, and you've been a part of one that finished as the runner-up. Do you have a sense of what the difference is there between winning the final game of the season and coming up just that one game short? Like what is in the game? What is in the effort? What goes into just coming up that one game short?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, ultimately that game came in about, even if you look at the score, it might not represent really what happened in that game. It really came down to like 3 or 4 plays, which really decided that game. And so kind of just making sure we tackle those little things, like showing up to practice on time every day and finishing through the line and just doing these little things right that'll ultimately push us above the kind of line to maybe change that outcome of that game.
What's different about this offseason, this summer, heading into your final year at Westside compared to the previous 3?
I mean, honestly, like I just really felt that internal drive. I know a lot of guys have. I know I've seen Reed work out a ton. I've seen Eli work out a ton. I can see it in a lot of just the guys' eyes and the way they work out and the way they're really striving to get better and get back to that state championship and just give it another shot.
If they weren't working out, would you tell us?
No,
that's a yes. He was totally going to throw you guys under the bus.
No, these dudes, they work hard. And if they didn't, I would definitely be holding them accountable.
And what's the drive for you? Why do you play this game?
You know, my dad kind of says I'm brainwashed just to love Westside after all these years. So it's kind of just in my blood. I mean, I watched my brother play Westside football. I've been going to Westside football games for as long as I can remember. So really, it's just about representing the program. And every time I step on that field, I'm just happy to represent that W. And I want to play for my brothers. I want to play for my friends and family. So,
what does life after high school look like for you?
I'm not completely sure. I'm going to go to college. I haven't fully decided yet, but definitely play college football. Looking at a few schools. So,
well, good luck with that, and hopefully the offers start rolling in this
Appreciate
fall.
it.
Thanks for being here. We'll go over to Eli, who joins us in studio. Eli Johnson is with us as well. Eli, for you, what does effort and toughness mean to you personally?
Yeah, I would just say effort and toughness to me really means just going out consistently every day and just really giving it all you have, no matter what the situation is or no matter how hard things get.
When someone is as talented as you obviously are, we hear coaches say things like, all the time, just do your job. Don't do too much. I think it might be easy to feel like you can always do a little more or quote unquote, make the play. How do you find that balance between trying to make plays and, maintaining the focus to stay within yourself?
Yeah. When I just go out there and I do what I'm coached to do, play free and just do my job, I feel like the big play just kind of tends to come naturally. So, yeah, I just like to put my faith in my teammates, and when my number is called, I'll go there and I'll make the play.
Never gets called a lot. You're a two-way player. You play wide receiver and defensive back. I think people see wide receivers and DBs and say, oh, they run fast, and that's all you do. What are the similarities specifically at Westside between playing wide receiver and playing defensive back?
I would say they both require really good technique, but specifically at Westside, I would say we really preach physicality with our skill positions, which not every team does, and I think that's a really big advantage for us.
Heading into your senior season, which teammate are you most excited to play with this year?
I haven't gotten the opportunity to play a whole bunch of defense yet, so I'm really looking forward to being in the secondary with my guy Reed.
All right.
I want to go back to your last answer for a second ago. Somebody says a wide receiver is finesse. What's your response to that?
I think that's absolutely true, but
oh wow,
I think there's a lot of other stuff that goes into it than just finesse. I think there's like grit, and you got to be nasty too.
What does life after high school look like for you?
I definitely look to play college football. I'm not totally sure where yet, but yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for being here tonight, man. We appreciate it. Reed, we'll go over to you. Reed McIntyre is with us in studio tonight as well. It felt like over the last 2 to 3 years, defensive backs at Westside were the leadership roles on this team, on this defense. Is it fair to say that from the outside looking in?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, Westside has produced so much talent at the defensive back position, and I think that's going to be the exact same this year. You know, me and Bryson Williams, we both have experience playing varsity now, so we just can really control the defense this year. I mean, I always think as safeties, we're kind of like the quarterbacks of the defense, I would say. And because we really get to make checks, we get to call the coverages and all that stuff like that. So for sure.
You were named a captain for this season. What does that mean to you, and how are you approaching this role as a captain?
That's everything. I mean, that's something I've been working for since last year. I mean, all the hard work I really paid off now, so I'm happy. But really, it just means, honestly, as a rule, setting the tone every day, coming in, pushing kids, whether that's in the weight room, on the practice field, in games, and in the classroom for sure.
We talked about it a little bit with Coach, but when we talk about almost 10,000 people showing up to every single game, 5 consecutive state championship game appearances, a couple trophies in the case, that raises expectations. What is it like for you to play for a program like Westside where the expectations are that high every year?
Yeah, for me, it's more motivation to really get back there and then match just the past players of what they have done. I mean, I know we have a good group this year, so I'm not worried. I know we're going to get back there, but the end goal isn't just to make it there, it's to win it. So, yeah.
So heading into your senior season, outside of obviously winning a state title, what are some things you want to achieve this year?
One of my goals coming into this year was really just leaving the program better than when I found it. Obviously, that's a pretty lofty goal, but I think I can do it, and that really just means like making impact on the past players and on the program overall.
Well, Reed, thanks. What are your plans after high school?
I plan to play college football somewhere, not sure yet, but hopefully I find a home.
Well, thanks for being here tonight, and we're glad you found a home at Omaha Westside. Yeah. Coach, we'll go back over to you to wrap this up. We're going to catch up with Paul Amanji, the head football coach at Omaha Westside. I want to get your thoughts on something. It's obviously Big Ten Media Days, and we talked about it a little bit beforehand, but when you have a walk-on program at Nebraska like this state has always had, that essentially goes away because NIL and things like that. Do you guys feel that at the high school level around here about how much that part of the landscape of college football has changed?
The walk-on aspect?
Yeah.
I think a little bit we do, but it also gives opens the door a little bit for other opportunities to play maybe FCS or play some high-level Division II football, where kids are more able to play where they're more likely to succeed than maybe go and be a walk-on. I mean, nothing against the walk-on opportunity, but sometimes that doesn't always work out. And it really takes a special individual to do that, to get that done. But now with the Dakotas having a lot of success in our area, and us having such a strong presence with some really good Division IIs within, 500-mile radius, there's a lot of good football around, and that really gives our guys the opportunity to go out and play at the next level. And we've been really lucky at Westside that in the last 3 years, every senior who wanted to play college football has received a scholarship. So we have over 33 former players playing college football at the present time from just 3 years. So and that is because they're such high character kids, and they do the right things off the field, and they have great parents and were raised well, but they also play football the right way, and we're really proud of that. So we haven't seen the effect of it as much, but I think the one positive is gives our guys an opportunity to find good homes where they can really produce.
Coach, I've been talking to you about football for quite a while. I'm all the way back into the Burke days doing the broadcasts for Cox, and
he keeps calling you old and trying to get you to retire.
Hey, I'm calling myself old.
I didn't know he was going to do this.
Not
I
yet,
apologize.
not
Yeah. But I just wonder if you have a sense of, like, even from 10 or 15 years ago when I was first meeting with you, like, is there a difference in the game of high school football that you can point to nowadays from maybe when you started at Burke?
I think, kids are kids. I think maybe parenting has changed a little bit, but I think overall, kids are kids, and they want discipline. They want to succeed. They want to work hard. They want to be held accountable. Of course, social media has played a part in that over the last 10, 15 years. But if you coach a certain way and you coach about more than just football, I think you could get a good handle of what you want in a program. I couldn't be more proud of the type of kids that we've produced at Omaha Burke in my 16 years. We had really, really good kids, and at Westside we've had really good kids with great families, and I think this game is so good for young people to give them the tools to be successful, and I just think kids want that and need that type of guidance in their life to help them through those growing adolescent tough years, and to help them get through some adversity so they could become successful adults. So to answer your question, maybe a little bit, kids have changed, but not as much as people might think.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
What does this team have to do in the next couple of weeks to make us be talking about you getting back to Lincoln one more time?
We got to win practice tomorrow. We got to win practice tomorrow. We got to finish off camp the right way. We got to continue, winning each day, focusing on the steps ahead of us. We all know where we want to get at the end, and the guys know that. We look at every season like a mountain. We know what's at the top of it, but we got to focus on what's in front of us. And what's in front of us is winning each day and each rep and each practice. And if we stack days and we win each day and we give it everything we got, we're going to be okay.
We got 38 more minutes, and I want to keep talking ball with you, but we're going to let you get out of here, Coach. We're glad you're doing better, and glad you're here with us tonight. We appreciate it.
Hey, as always, thanks for having us.
That's the head Warrior himself, Paul Lamanji, and if you missed the Warrior segment tonight, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. Maybe if you're sitting at Westside right now listening to this interview, we got a deal for you. Head across the street over to Timber. We just had the Timber Pie, the pizza that they have in there, the sweet and the savory mixture with a little bit of spice built into it. Timber's pizza, in my opinion, is second to none in the city of Omaha. And you can eat it for free tonight. How do you do that? You head over to our Twitter page at After Hours 1620 on Twitter. Retweet the Timber post from tonight. We're going to enter you into a drawing to win a $25 gift card to Timber Woodfire Bistro, courtesy of After Hours on 1620 The Zone. We'll be right back. We're going to talk more about what Tony Petitti had to say. We'll get to Matt Rule's thoughts from Big Ten Media Days and a whole lot more on 1620 The Zone. Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for our friends at Controlled Comfort Heating and Air. Listen, the temperatures are going to go up outside. They're going to continue to go up. You don't want them to go up in your house. If you have any concern about the way your air conditioner is performing, you need to get a maintenance appointment set up with Controlled Comfort. They're going to come out, take a look at your AC. They're going to tell you exactly what the longevity of your unit looks like and get you ready for the winter months by taking a look at your furnace as well. Check out ControlledComfort.com tonight. Set up a maintenance appointment. Tell them After Hours sent you.
Your Omaha area forecast presented by Funplex Water Park and Rides from the KETV Newswatch 7 Weather Center on 1620 The Zone.
Partly cloudy, warm and muggy into the evening with the temperature in the 80s. Tonight, partly cloudy, still a little warm and muggy, a low temperature around 75, and then mostly sunny, hot and humid, a heat advisory in effect for the afternoon on Wednesday with a high around 97. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Ranby from KETV Newswatch 7.
This summer, skip the backyard hassle and let Pepper Jacks do the grilling for you. We're talking hot off the grill flavor. Philly sandwiches, rice bowls, nachos, and more made fresh and bitered up just how you like it. Whether you're fueling up after the game or grabbing a bite before you hit the pool, we've got your summer craving covered. Dine in, carry out, or hit up the Pepper Jacks app. No flames at home? No problem. We're grilling all summer long. Pepper Jacks, where flavor takes the field.
Pepper Jacks Grill.
When you shop local, you help strengthen our community. So if you need roof repair, gutters, siding, even windows, call local Pyramid Contractors. They're the #1 roofer in Omaha for more than a dozen years. Let Pyramid Contractors come and give you a free estimate. Give them a call at 402-502-9300. That's 402-502-9300. Or visit them online at
PyramidRoof.com. Never settle for less.
Life is unpredictable, with seasonal storms and plumbing issues hiding around every corner. You can't predict the future, So when life happens, go with a trusted, reputable company like Paul Davis Restoration. Fire, water, mold, or storm damage can all be restored by Paul Davis Restoration. Don't live in the aftermath of tragedy. Restore your home today. Call Paul Davis Restoration at 402-553-0373 today.
It's golf season, and Jerry Ryan is your one-stop shop to get out on the links this summer. With options from Johnny O, Roan, Peter Millar, and Mizzen and Main, you'll be the sharpest dressed guy in your foursome. Stop in and let John, Dan, Jake, Deanne, and Monier the Tailor get you ready for the golf outing circuit or your big wedding this summer.
At Jerry Ryan's, we bring out the best in you.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
Are you ready for the game changer of the day? Bellevue University has a new state-of-the-art 72,000 square foot field house featuring premium courts, generous fan seating, top-tier locker rooms, dedicated athletic training, and a strength and conditioning space, plus a whole lot more. It's not just a venue, it's a home court advantage. We're for you and for college sports. Visit BUBruins.com.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Why do people think the best fishing trips are just stories? It was this big, they say. At Ballard's, we make legends come true. This September, hop on a deluxe motor coach to Lake of the Woods. 4 nights, 3 days of guided walleye fishing, and all meals included. Fresh, wild, walleye, the lake, and you. Head to ballardsresort.com to book your September walleye adventure on Lake of the Woods. Book your adventure, because the best walleye story is just a click away at ballardsresort.com.
Got diamonds, gold, coins, fine watches. At Saul's Jewelry and Loan, we buy it all. Any size diamond, scrap or broken jewelry, estate jewelry, gold, platinum, collectible, and pre-1964 coins, even bullion, silver flatware, and silver sets. With 6 metro locations open 7 days a week, no appointment necessary, and immediate payment, it's no wonder why more people choose Saul's, because we pay more. Saul's Jewelry and Loan, where you get more.
That stain in the carpet.
Hey, look out here, buddy.
Dust that keeps on piling up.
Eyes over here.
A dirty office screams to be seen by your customers.
Look at me.
Christensen Cleaning can clean it up overnight and with a plan based on your budget. And they schedule regular inspections to make sure that you continue to be happy with their service. You take care of your customers.
How can I help you today?
And Christensen Cleaning will take care of your office. Visit ChristiansenClean.com to request a proposal.
You're listening to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
Breaking news into the After Hours Lounge, reporting by Ross Dellinger, has indicated that the College Sports Commission, newly formed this year, which said that NIL collectives would not be legitimate businesses under their new NIL rules, well, they've reached a new agreement, and the College Sports Commission has relented. According to Ross Dellinger, the College Sports Commission will now allow deals to be treated as legitimate business from NIL collectives. This is a big shift and opens the door to much more money available to college football players.
So my good friend Ross Geller once said, pivot. That is
I think the College Sports Commission, there one of two things happened. They listened to the After Hours Lounge and my rant about how they couldn't do this. 2, and this is probably the less likely of the 2, the court said, hey, you guys can't do that.
Like, I think everybody has these brave new world ideas on how to fix college athletics, and is the After Hours Lounge brought to you by Pyramid Contractor. Stop over at pyramidroof.com, book a free estimate tonight. But everybody's got to fix how you put the toothpaste back in the tube till the United States government goes, hey, you remember when the Supreme Court told you couldn't do this like 4 years ago? That's still the thing, by the way.
Yeah.
I just like when they're like, we're going to put a salary cap on this. We're going to like, and this has been my argument, and I know people have been sick of hearing me say this for 7 years. In no other walk of life is this legal to do.
No.
So I just don't know how you can do anything to put a cap on or fix or stop payments to any degree, because every other person has the ability to go out and make the max amount of money allotted to them based on what somebody's willing to pay them.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Yep. It's like, so, I mean, I know what there's somebody out there right now going, there's a salary cap in the NFL. Yep. That's a cap on the business entity of each franchise. It doesn't say how much they could pay one player their entire salary cap if they feel like it.
You know what I'd be really interested to learn? Is there a version of a collective in the NFL? Like, is there somebody within the Kansas City Chiefs organization that would help a Patrick Mahomes get a State Farm deal? Is that only on his agent?
His publicist.
Yeah, I'm sure to some degree, but like,
as a player, you hire a publicist to get you those deals.
But I guarantee you, like, somebody knows something. You know what I mean? Like, there's somebody within the organization.
Or,
hey,
the
we have this
agency.
car lot, and we'd really like Pat to come down.
You talk to his agent or his publicist.
But I mean, how much different is that than a collective? I mean, it's
a collective is just a publicist, basically.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Matt Rule spoke today at Big Ten Media Days as well, and I want to get to a quote real quick before we get to Matt Rule from his quarterback. And Dylan Raiola said that Nebraska is a place that deserves to be back, not because of him, but because of the program that it is. And Matt Rule talked today about Scott Frost as well, and was asked about Frost's quotes about taking the wrong job. And I thought Matt Rule was the right person to answer this question, not only because of his current job, because the way it went in Carolina and how adamant he was that, listen, you can find success in failure. And he basically said the same, like, look, I took the Carolina job. It was the wrong job for me. This may have been the wrong job for Scott Frost. Now, I know that's not everybody's problem, and everybody wants to take it wants Coach Frost to take some personal responsibility for the shortcomings, and I get that. But Matt Rule went into details about, like, hey, listen, this place wasn't in the best shape financially when I got here.
He said it was not a good job when he took it.
Yeah, and part of the reason he wanted to take it was because of the potential, not where it was at. And then, listen, the Osborne complex wasn't open yet. He said they were behind the curve on NIL, but he believed in Trev Alberts. And I think this is the first time I can remember him talking about the Admiral leaving, about Trev Alberts leaving, about, the guys that he basically, him and his wife openly, publicly have talked about. The reason we took this job was because these two guys are gone. And he's like, I still feel like we're in such a good spot. Has talked openly about how progressive Troy Dannon has been, and kind of looped that all in to the Scott Frost stuff today. But I think we talk about magic fairy dust around here with Scott Frost in year 2 and the Matt Rule year 3 bounce and expectations based on past events. But like what Matt Rule's talked about today with being ahead of the NIL stuff, and basically told us why they haven't been in some of the races for certain players in the past and why they are now, because the funds are available and certain people stepping up and making the donations that are necessary. We kind of got an insight to why, other than margaritas and golden tea or whatever you want to say, which, listen, I'm not discrediting and saying those things may not have played a factor, but it's not necessarily just that. And maybe Nebraska just wasn't in the best place to win under the previous head coach either.
Well,
all those things could be true at the same time.
The other thing that Matt Rule said was, it's not just about one person.
Yeah.
It's everything. It's everybody. It's the players. It's the administration. It's the staff. It's the support staff. It's the facilities. And if all those things aren't at a championship level, like every single thing, if there's one piece missing, you haven't completed the puzzle, right? Like, so I think he has done a good job of pushing the administration and the university to get the pieces to the place where the fans think they should be. Like, for a long time, like the fan base and at Nebraska has said, like, we should be competing at this level.
You could roll out of bed and win 9 games in Lincoln.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think the fan base has the right to expect that based on their level of support. The fan base has the right to expect that Nebraska should be at least attempting to compete at that level.
A head coach went 0-6 and they sold out the 7th game.
Yeah. Now, expectations and practicality are different things, because practically, from what Matt Rule is saying, if it's all true, Nebraska was not in a position to play championship football. It was not going to happen because you didn't have all the pieces to the puzzle.
And he kind of alluded to the difference between a successful program and an unsuccessful one. And he said, when you take over a program, everyone tells you what's wrong. Good organizations win because everyone owns the product. Very rarely do you walk into a bad situation or a bad organization and guys say, hey, I've got to do better. He believes that they're going to make a jump because the finger pointing is stopped around the program from an administration point all the way down to the players. And he talked about how you have to have a player-led team. And we've heard Scott Frost say that as well. He said programs are moving forward when players are talking to players about the right thing. When they take the program from Coach Rule's program to their program, he said the guys joked last night about, Coach Rule, you don't even have to come to Big Ten Media Days. We got it. And he goes, I believed him, and I didn't think I had to be there. And he goes, I wish I could have taken him up on that as well. But all of them, the guys that spoke today, are going to speak the same way he does because we believe what we believe. And it's hard to hear that and disagree in any sentiment because we've heard Matt Rule, his offensive line coach, his offensive coordinator, his defensive line coach, his linebacker coach, his secondary, all basically echo everything that's stated by the head coach, and the culture reflects that.
You know, as I was listening to him both on the podium and on the side stage today, it struck me like I've been trying to pinpoint like why everyone seems to believe in Matt Rule. Like, even though like the success has been, I would say, limited.
Yeah. One game above 500.
Why does everyone believe in him so much? And it struck me today. I think I figured it out. He always has the right answer.
Always.
And he has the right answer because he's being honest. He's not trying to manufacture an answer for some ulterior motive. He's just telling it as he sees it. He is going with his instinct, the way he knows how to coach the game, the way he feels about everything surrounding the program, and he's being honest about it. And that's the right answer. And that comes through, and that's what fosters that belief. That's what it occurs to me.
Can I double down on that too? Because the other thing you very rarely hear Matt Rule do or say is repetitive. It's never this is my crutch, so here's the answer because we're on to Indianapolis. It's not. I'm just here so I don't get
had the best practice we've ever had.
Yeah, you're answering me a question. I'm doing my job and listening to what you're asking me, and I have an answer because I'm doing my job in the due diligence and making sure the player you just asked me about is getting better. Here's how I'm doing that, and here's how they responded.
You might not even agree with his answer, but it's still the right answer because he's telling it from his heart. Yeah. Like he's giving you the information that he has to the best of his knowledge, and you can just feel it.
And I think it's funny what both of you has said in combination, because I will say he doesn't have a crutch, Jimmy, but what he does have across all press conferences, all media availability that we've ever seen of Matt Rule is consistency.
Yep.
He echoed it once again today at Big Ten Media Days when he said what I think some would call it a crutch phrase, but I just think it's his Matt Rule catchphrase, to be fair. The standard is the standard.
Yeah.
How many times have we heard that man use the words, the standard is the standard?
Or some version of it. Yeah, I agree with that.
And it's appropriate because he went on after that to basically say, it's year 3. At this point, we're not
Get your shots in now. No.
We're not teaching anyone anything anymore. These guys know what to expect, and they know what is expected of them. And we know that we had to get better after 5-1 score losses last year. And here's how we've done that.
Well, he even talked about that. Let's get to that on the other side of the break. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up the show with Matt Rule's thoughts. If you If you missed any of this segment, check it out on our radio replay page on 1620thezone.com. It was brought to you by Paul Davis Restoration. With seasonal storms always around the corner during this time of the year, if it affects your home in any way, make sure you save this number, 402-553-0373. I had somebody very close to me experience a house fire last night. They were able to contact Paul Davis Restoration today. Their home is going to be restored within the next couple of weeks here, back to the way it was before the fire even happened. If you were someone you know is involved in a tragedy that involves their home, you need it restored, check out Paul Davis at 402-553-0373 and get your home restored tonight. We'll wrap up the show on the other side of the break. 1620 The Zone.
Nobody came. I know I'm not the one you thought you knew back in high school. Never going, never showing, never we had to. Attention that we claim.
Hey, everybody, it's Jimmy Allen here for AX Plumbing. Home or residential, you know they can do it all. And more importantly, they're going to leave your home or business cleaner than they found it. Listen, it's that time of year where tree roots start finding their way into your pipes because they're starting to grow and they're starting to stretch out. You want to get those roots removed before they do permanent damage to your pipes and collapse them in your front yard. You don't want that situation. But if that happens, AX Plumbing is here to help. That's a big plumbing problem. And if you have a big plumbing problem without a big plumbing budget, you need to head over to axpservice.com tonight where there's financing available and they will fix your plumbing problems long term. Check out axpservice.com and get that plumbing problem fixed tonight.
Ready to make a positive impact in a young boy's life? Join Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands and become a mentor where you are matched up with a boy in the greater Omaha area. Over 50 boys are waiting for someone like you to guide and inspire them. Visit mentoromaha.org and sign up to make a difference in a boy's life. Don't wait. Make a lasting impact today.
Is the Force strong with you? Find out this July with Project Solo. Find your favorite Star Wars cans of your favorite Coke products through July 31st. Stop by your local Hy-Vee and pick up 12 packs of Coke for just $3.99 when you purchase 4 between July 2nd through the 6th. Also pick up half-liter 6-packs with your favorite Star Wars characters for $3.99. 16-ounce body armor or 28-ounce Powerade singles, just $1 all month long. Hy-Vee and Chesterman Coca-Cola, creating Jedi all over Nebraska.
Are you watching the water slowly seep down the drain again? Go with a local solution. Go with trusted. AX Plumbing is here to help. With over 20 years of serving the metro area, AX Plumbing can do it all, from residential to commercial. They can even help with the new build installation service. Head over to axpservice.com today. There's financing available to qualified buyers and military discount too. Check out axpservice.com today. AX Plumbing. They'll leave your place cleaner than they found it.
Heat flames are crashing all over the Midwest. Beat the heat with Controlled Comfort. If your AC is aging and you have concerns, Controlled Comfort is your one-stop shop for all your HVAC issues. Let Controlled Comfort's comfort specialists come out, diagnose your issue, resolve it, or replace that old AC unit with one that'll keep you cool in the months ahead. Head over to ControlledComfort.com today.
Controlled Comfort keeps it under control.
Criminal, civil, personal. If you or a loved one is facing a lawsuit, let Williams Law represent you and your family today. With more than 20 years litigation experience in Nebraska, Williams Law will defend you with the dedication you deserve. If you're facing a DUI or if your son or daughter has been accused of a crime, Williams Law is here for you. Call 402-522-6317 to get a free, no-obligation consultation and to get the representation you deserve today.
Why waste happy hour at 3 when you can get late night happy hour at Goose's? From 8 to 10, stop in for $1 off draft beers and $1 off all appetizers. Stop by our location in historic downtown Papillion where there's always something going on. Music bingo or the 25-wing challenge where you eat 25 wings in 10 minutes and they're free. Ditch the same old happy hour for the late night experience at Goose's Bar and Grill, 129 North Washington in Papillion, where there's always something going on.
Don't miss this week's Zone Deal.
This week's half-off deal is Kopp's. Receive 2 $25 gift vouchers for just $25. Kopp's makes delicious pizza, fresh salads, and tasty charred rotisserie wings. For the menu, click KoppsPizza.com. Kopp's, now open at Shadow Lake Town Center and Nebraska Crossing. Kopp's, pizza, and so much more.
Zone deals go fast. 9 a.m. Friday, 1620thezone.com.
The time between Memorial Day and Labor Day is known as the 100 Deadliest Days. It accounts for 37% of Nebraska's traffic fatalities. Sadly, 67 people lost their lives on Nebraskan roads during this time last year. Your children, significant others, parents, pets, and friends matter to you. Drive like they matter. Don't let a crash take you away from their lives. Always wear your seatbelt, keep your eyes on the road, and put your phone away. Brought to you by the Nebraska chapter of the National Safety Council and the Nebraska DOT Highway Safety Office.
Now back to After Hours with Jimmy Allen on 1620 The Zone.
It is closing time inside the After Hours Lounge on 1620 Zone, brought to you by our friends at Pyramid Contractors. Don't forget to head over to pyramidroof.com. Get a free estimate on your windows, your roof, your gutters, your siding. They do it all. You can also vote for Pyramid Roofing to be #1 in Omaha. Yet again, please do so if Pyramid Contractors ever done any work on your home tonight. Just a reminder, it is a Taste Test Tuesday. It is the first ever Taste Test Tuesday.
First one.
Courtesy of our friends at at Timber. Head over to Timber over off 87th and Pacific, right across the street from Westside High School. The best pizza, I think. I'm just going to say it. That's my new favorite pizza. That's the best pizza I've ever had.
Dude, it's going to be tough to top. That thing is just, like I said, loaded with flavor.
You want to know how good Timber is? John Schreiner ate a chicken wing tonight for the first time in 3 weeks, and so
it took a lot.
If you know, you know. But let's get back to Matt Rule's thoughts on what he had to say today at Big Ten Media Days. He was talking about play-in games and the ability to win a national championship and not leaving it up to the committee, even though committee does a really good job. But maybe he's still a little jaded from 1994 Penn State.
Nah.
Matt Rule clearly hasn't gotten a lot of sleep in the last couple of days, and this is a very, very, very long day for him to be at these press conferences. John, do you remember who won the national championship in 1994?
Was it Nebraska?
It sure was. So maybe Matt Rule, keep that one in your back pocket for next time. But one of the most interesting things that came out about the team specifically this year is he talked about Isaiah Mosey maybe playing some running back this season.
Yeah, that says something, doesn't it?
Yeah, but listen, we talked about this all offseason. Why are they okay with their running back state where it is? Why are they not going into the transfer portal? Why do they feel like Quentin Ives has done enough? And maybe they've got something up their sleeve that we weren't expecting.
Yeah, we have seen this experiment before, and it looked good.
Does it feel like Wan'Dale Robinson?
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like we have seen a player who comes in as a wide receiver and then is forced to play running back because of necessity.
Yeah.
He was pretty good at it. Like he looked pretty good doing it. Now he didn't want to do it, and that's ultimately part of the reason he left. Now it's not the only reason. I know. You can save your email.
Listen,
I know it was not the only reason he left.
It's a pretty big reason.
But I just think you have to tread those waters very carefully when you're asking a player who you recruited at one position to go and do something different that they seemingly haven't done before. Now, Isaiah Mosey, like his dad is a coach. You would think that he understands like what this means, how to approach it. You would hope, but that doesn't always mean what you think it means. Like it's a tricky situation. That's all I'll say.
Well, and it's also, do you trust Matt Rule to look at 4th and 2 on the goal line and send the wide receiver out at running back? Right. I mean, that's the question you have to ask yourself: is do we really believe that this coach and this iteration of this team is going to put that player in that same spot? Because when you look at it by de facto, yeah, he lined up at wide receiver a lot last year, but Ja'Cory Barney was almost like the third running back option for that team last year.
Well, yeah, I mean, to use a Scott Frost phrase, he was like the Duck R.
Yeah,
he was that slot back, if you will.
But and I think it's important to point out guys like Deebo Samuel. You know, there's been guys that have been able to do it, but and listen, Deebo Samuel didn't love that position either. Like he talked openly about it, why he wanted more money from San Francisco and ultimately got it, but. I
mean, Cordero Patterson played some running back.
You just have to hope that this coaching staff is going to put their players in the right positions to be successful. And maybe
this is the right position.
Maybe him being a hybrid. And listen, Maybe he wants to too. Maybe Isaiah Mosley wants to be able
We don't know.
to do it. We don't know that. Speaking of, we've talked a lot about the playoff tonight. Matt Rule said, we really hope someday we can host a playoff game here so people have to come play in the cold, and talked about his schedule this season. And something he's been very adamant about is kind of not talking negatively about the things that they can't control that are against them. But he mentioned travel days this year, and he said for the second year in a row, Nebraska is negative in rest days to a point where they're playing 2 Friday night games. They have to travel in those weeks, etc., where the majority of the teams they're going to play against are going to be on more rest than they have. I'm not saying this because this is Nebraska, this is who we cover, this is who I root for, this is the head coach. This feels like a problem the Big Ten needs to address, though, because if we're consistently putting teams behind the 8 ball, I understand. I know they're not going to do it to Michigan or Ohio State. I understand that that's the thought process around it. You need to Tony Petitti and the powers that be in the Big Ten need to address why then, because if it's just, hey, we value them more than Nebraska, that's not okay. And if we're going to put teams behind the 8 ball just because we don't have a better answer for you, then they're not the marquee matchups that we're looking for to sell TV rights. Something needs to be addressed about that, because that's not okay.
I think I've had no less than 3 trash takes about this subject. Like, you're not going to get me to cheer for Friday night college football games. You just aren't. Like, I think Friday night should be high school football. Thursday, do whatever you want. There's some high school games. There's some NFL games. There's some college games. Fine. Don't care. Whatever.
Just keep the MAC playing on Tuesday, baby.
But Friday night is for the high school kids. And I just, like, I really don't like that college football has encroached on Friday nights. I don't think it's good for the players. I don't think it's good for the game or TV viewership, because think about it. How many people who are going to be watching college football are parents of high school kids? Probably a lot of them.
A lot of them. Probably the majority.
How many of those parents are parents of high school kids whose kids are playing in a game on Friday night? Probably a lot of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you are, like, it's almost like, what are you expecting people to do? Are they going to skip their kids' football game to go watch Nebraska on TV? Are they going to skip their kids' football game to go watch Iowa on TV? No, they're not. Well, they're going to that high school football game.
Back in the glory days before you came on this show, back when it was good, we had to do a remote out from West Side when Nebraska was playing Illinois on Friday night. We interviewed 7 teams that night. Every single coach and at least one player asked us if we knew the score of the game.
Yeah.
All of them are at a high school football game.
I understand that it's more inventory for the network, but man, I do not like it a bit. And, like, obviously the college coaches don't like it. I don't think the college players like it. There's like one entity that likes this, and I'm not sure why they like it so much. The networks, because those are they have to be some of the least watched games.
Well, and it's always like, it always makes me laugh around here that, like, they would specifically for, like, Nebraska, Iowa, both of the Dakotas, Kansas, like, places that don't have any sort of a professional team to pull that interest away to where that would be your but, is they know that high school football is, in some regards, in your community, in your space that you're in, especially if you're further out in western Nebraska, it's just as big as the Cornhuskers are to that local community from, like, what they want to do on a Friday night standpoint. And it actually bothers me a little bit even more from the regard of our quarterback right now is embracing the fact that he is in a state where he can go to high school events.
That's a great point.
And can just be around these, like, possibly future Huskers, depending upon what school he's going to. And it seems like he legitimately enjoys it. And by the way, so does our head coach. Our head coach likes to go to high school football games. So I've always been in John's camp with this one, that less college football on Friday is better for everybody.
Thursday, Saturday, do it. Friday, please don't.
Yeah, and listen, Matt Rule was asked about Dylan Raiola a lot today too, and one of I think the most interesting quote he gave about Dylan was, Dylan's been great, and the thing he's been great at is the little things. We're going to win games this year not because of the plays he makes that shows up on SportsCenter, but checkdowns and making the right read when the game comes to him. And for a guy that's a 5-star prospect and the pillar of the program right now, to say that We don't need him to win us games. We just need him to be better with the football. If that's the case, and that's where this team is right now, people are penciling Nebraska in for 8-9 wins. It's starting to make sense.
Yeah, I thought that was really interesting how he kind of put Dillon out there. Like, there was a lot of times last year where, he was keeping the back in on protection because he was worried about getting sacked, instead of releasing the back and shifting the protection and letting the back be the dump off receiver when the defense was showing blitz. And we talked a lot last year about how ineffective Nebraska's offense was against the blitz. Like, everybody figured out, like, blitz them. They don't know what to do.
Well, and I think it's important to point out, Matt Rule talked about it. He figured that out later in the bowl game. You start to see that motion work, and Dillon did that. But I think if you're a Nebraska fan, I don't think you looked at it as a negative. It's this kid's getting it. And listen, Matt Rule even corrected himself. He said he's a fun kid to coach. He's a fun young man to coach. And I think we're going to start to see the growth period from Dylan Raiola to the guy that we eventually see as an NFL prospect start this season.
Yeah, the other comment about Dillon that I thought when he was talking about Dylan Raiola's recruitment was interesting. When he said, my pitch to him was come do something hard, because you can go play for the best team in America and maybe they need you to make 2 throws in a season to win a game, but you're going to come here, you're going to help build something, you're going to face adversity, it's going to be frustrating. And then when you get to the NFL and you get picked by the worst team in the league with the worst city, you already know how to deal with that.
Suck it, Cleveland.
So I just thought that was really interesting how he laid out what their pitch to Dylan Raiola was.
We don't have much more time to talk here tonight. We got a lot still to get to. If you want more Big Ten Media Day coverage, check out 1620thezone.com all day tomorrow, including the After Hours Lounge from 6 to 8 p.m. Our show tonight was brought to you by Aloe Fiber. I've been telling you for a while now that Aloe Fiber is the real deal. Speaking of deals, they got a great one for you. You could switch, stack, and save tonight. Combine your Aloe Fiber, a whole gig of internet right up to your house. No more sharing that network with anybody. You also get DirecTV services and their new mobile options as well. Switch, stack, and save at aloefiber.com/stack tonight. For Dan Capon and John Schreiner, I've been Jimmy Allen. Happy National Mango Day, everybody.
Mango.
Are you ready for the game